You are walking to your car at night, the parking lot is empty. Your heart starts pounding before you even know why. Your eyes dart to the shadows, nothing is there. But your body doesn't believe you yet. That feeling has a name. But the real answer is far stranger than anxiety or stress. Your brain thinks you are still being hunted. Not metaphorically, not poetically. Your nervous system, right now in this century, is still running software built for a world where predators waited in the dark. A world that hasn't existed for most humans in thousands of years. And yet the alarm system never got the update. Think about your ancestors. Not your grandparents. Not even close. Go back further, 2 million years further. Small groups of hominins moving across open grassland in Africa. No claws, no sharp teeth, no armor, slow compared to almost every predator around them. They should not have survived. But they did. And the reason they did is the same reason your palms sweat during a job interview today. Fear. Specifically, a tiny almond-shaped cluster of neurons sitting deep in your brain called the amygdala. Decode that word for a second. Amygdala just means almond in Greek, named for its shape. This structure's entire job for millions of years has been one thing: detect threat, detect it fast, detect it before conscious thought even has a chance to weigh in. Here's the part that should stop you. The amygdala doesn't wait for your rational brain to catch up. Neuroscientist Joseph LeDoux spent decades mapping this exact pathway. He found that a threat signal can travel from your eyes or ears straight to the amygdala in a fraction of a second, triggering a full body response before the thinking part of your brain even knows what it's reacting to. You jump before you understand why you jumped. That's not a flaw. That's the design. Imagine a hominin on the savannah 800,000 years ago. A shape moves in tall grass. There's no time to think, is that a lion or is that the wind? The ones who paused to reason it out often did not get a second chance to reason about anything ever again. The ones who flinched first and asked questions later passed on their genes. Every single person alive today is descended from the flinchers. That is the part most people never stop to consider. You are not just descended from survivors. You are descended from the most anxious survivors, the most easily startled, the ones whose bodies overreacted just enough, just often enough, to stay alive one more day. Your nervous system is not broken. It's inherited. So what does that mean for you? Sitting in a parking lot with no lion anywhere near you. It means the system is still running, just aimed at the wrong targets. Anthropologist Sarah Blaffer-Hrdy has written extensively about what she calls the mismatch between ancestral environments and modern ones. Her research points to something simple but unsettling. Human bodies evolved to answer physical threats with physical responses. Racing heart, tunnel vision, surging adrenaline, muscles ready to run or fight. But modern threats rarely need running or fighting. An email from your boss, a red notification bubble, a crowded room full of strangers. None of these will kill you, but your amygdala doesn't know that. It only knows one language: danger detected. Prepare the body. So your heart races anyway, your palms sweat anyway, your stomach tightens anyway. For an unread text message, here's where it gets stranger. Psychologist Robert Sapolsky, who spent years studying stress in baboon populations, found something remarkable when comparing wild animals to humans. A zebra being chased by a lion experiences an intense stress response, but the moment the chase ends, whether the zebra escapes or not, its body returns to baseline almost immediately. Humans don't do that. Humans can trigger the exact same stress response just by remembering a bad conversation from 3 days ago, or imagining one that hasn't happened yet. Sapolsky's research suggests this is a uniquely human problem. Our ability to think abstractly, to plan, to replay the past, means we can activate our ancient threat system with nothing but a thought. A zebra only fears the lion that is actually chasing it. You fear the lion that might show up next Tuesday? Let that sit for a second. This is why an argument with a friend can keep you awake at midnight, heart pounding, mind racing, even though nothing in the room has changed. Nothing is hunting you, but the ancient alarm doesn't check the calendar. It doesn't check the room. It just checks one thing. Does this feel threatening? And feeling threatening is enough. So why hasn't evolution fixed this yet? Why are you still walking around with a smoke detector wired to go off at the smell of toast? Because evolution doesn't optimize for comfort. It optimizes for survival long enough to reproduce. A slightly miscalibrated fear response that goes off too often costs you a racing heart and a bad night's sleep. A fear response that goes off too rarely costs you your life the one time it actually mattered. Given that trade, evolution chose paranoia every time. False alarms are cheap. Missed threats are fatal. That asymmetry shaped every nervous system walking around today, including yours. There's a name researchers sometimes use for this mismatch: smoke detector principle, first proposed in psychiatric research by Randolph Nesse, who studies evolutionary medicine. Nesse compared the human fear response to an overly sensitive smoke detector. One that goes off from burnt toast just as loudly as it would from an actual house fire. You'd rather have an alarm that's annoying 100 times than one that's silent the one time it actually matters. Your ancestors needed that alarm loud, fast, and impossible to ignore. You inherited the exact same alarm, just pointed at deadlines instead of predators. Consider an ordinary day. You wake up already thinking about a message you haven't sent yet. Your shoulders tighten before your feet hit the floor. Nothing has gone wrong, but your body is already bracing, already scanning, asking the same question your ancestors asked in the tall grass. Is something out there? Nothing is out there, but the question still gets asked. This is why modern life can feel so exhausting. You are not tired from lifting anything heavy. You are tired from a nervous system that keeps preparing for a fight that never happens. Dozens of times a day, in traffic, in inboxes, in silence after a text goes unanswered. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies, like the Hadza in Tanzania, have noted something telling. Real threats there are often followed by real resolution. A threat appears, the group responds, and it passes. Much like the zebra's escape from the lion, the stress has an ending. Your threats rarely end. They just fade until the next one starts. That's the mismatch in a single sentence. Ancient alarms, built for a world with clear endings, now living inside a world of threats with no clear finish line. Now think about the parking lot again, the pounding heart, the darting eyes. None of it was really about that specific parking lot. It was about every dark space your ancestors ever had to cross, going back further than written history, further than agriculture, further than fire itself. Your body was rehearsing a scene that hasn't been relevant for thousands of years, but it doesn't know that. So the next time your chest tightens before a meeting, or your mind won't stop replaying a conversation at 2 in the morning, you might recognize something underneath it. That is not weakness. That is not something wrong with you. That is 2 million years of ancestors who survived long enough to make you. You are not broken. You are ancient. And the parking lot was never really empty. Somewhere in the oldest part of your brain, it never has been.